Okay, let's go, people. Right, with defo, everyone can. Yeah. Wait. There we go. All right, you man got to be able to. Do you know what? Just to make sure, I am gonna. Let me just check on my TV. Oh yeah, Matt, look at me. I got tunes on. Ah, yeah, the man can hear me. Wait. Yeah, you can hear me. All right, boys, welcome back. Welcome back to the Trimless FC YouTube channel. I'm your hostess for the mostess. My name's KLS. KLS on Spotify. Just before I get into the video, if everyone could subscribe and leave a like. We're going to be here for a while. I keep it real, boys. We're going to crack a fat beer open. Look, it's a Saturday. And we're going to have a good time. Well, I'm not going to have a good time. So I've got to talk for the man then. But look, everyone leave a subscribe. Hit that notification bell. That's actually really bright. I might even turn it off. Nah, I can't. But no, yeah, okay. So, and everyone subscribe. So, let's talk about Manchester United. In fact, no, our sponsor. If you're an artist looking for professional beats, clean mix, and mastering at an incredible price, the link in the bio to Bay G, and they'll get there. And then you need your belly full, good and proper. Nothing beats a curry from the ChilledCurryCompany based in Kingswinford in the Black Country. Also, link at the bottom of the bio. But look, let's talk football. I mean, where do we even start? I mean, look, let's talk about the game in hand. Let me have a little swig. Game in hand. We played West Ham United. Going forward, I thought playing Mazraoui as a right centre back was a very smart choice, and I think playing him there that game, in my opinion, he was my man of the match. I thought it was phenomenal all game. Again, still playing Luke Shaw. You know, one of them ones. Still playing Luke Shaw. It's kind of there. But if it's a case of you don't want to bring Martinez back because you think Martinez might get re-injured and we don't want to risk that, then I can understand. But going into Wolves, this will be Luke Shaw's third game in 8 days. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's tricky. It's absolutely tricky. Again, Aiden Heaven wasn't amazing. I know I keep shouting for him to be starting and giving these youngsters opportunities out. And it would just kind of there. I mean, that yellow card against Jared Bowen at the start. I mean, I thought that was a bit ridiculous. I thought Lamens could have been a bit better. But look, we're not gonna drag the team down. Casemiro, I think that's been his worst game this season for Man United. I think for what he's been able to do, you know, so far this season, I think he's overachieved as a player this season for the level he's at now. I think he's overachieved. I think Bruno, first off, I really enjoyed. I'm seeing him left wing, I'm seeing him right wing, and everything else. Like, I'm seeing him make these plays and it's all good and all, but it's concerning because our weakest part is the midfield, and our midfielder's not in midfield. So if Amorim's give Bruno Fernandes that type of control where, do you know what, go off and go do your own thing, then I like it. It gives Bruno a bit more play area. He can push forward a bit deeper. He can go up the pitch more on the left, on the right, and he can start feeding him balls in. I rate it. I think the lot scored, but I'm gonna keep it honest. It don't change me. What, he scored one goal and now what is not as bad as people made him out to be. Like, come on now. Like, Begovic scored for Stoke in his own box. And, well, look, come on now. That's really all I've got to say about Dorgu. The lot. I do think when Dorgu came on, he looked very shaky, and I'm not surprised. When the managers publicly outed him for not looking confident enough. He's not going to play confident. We'll get to Amorim very soon. I think Matheus Cunha, look, it's either a two-way for me. It's either a two-way for me. It's either a case of we're not giving him balls properly where he can use them to the best of his ability, but then I'm not really seeing him get into that sort of position in the first place. I think Brian Mbeumo, that was his worst game of the season so far. And obviously he's been one of our best players. If we're talking this season-wise, Mbeumo has been our best player. Obviously, Fernandes as a whole, but Mbeumo, he's just doing way more. And then Xerxes, again, I think Xerxes had a better game in the last three. Started against Everton, Palace, West Ham. I think this was the best game he had. What I do like seeing is the more we are playing him, the more comfortable he is looking up top. Obviously, like you got to remember, he's up front playing, knowing he's gonna be subbed off at some point, or he's gonna be replaced when Cesc goes back. You know, so it's not gonna be easy for him. But let's talk proper. Let's talk actual facts. So pre-game, obviously, I did a live stream previous, and the damn thing was muted the whole time. So that's so embarrassing. But I did mention in that video, if we don't pick up a win, and I'm a big Amorim guy, not because I think he will take us that level. I'm not an Amorim guy because I think he's an absolute technical masterclass. I don't want to keep Amorim because I want to keep Amorim because of patriotism. I want to keep Amorim because that's my manager. You can say it about every other manager. That's my manager. I'm not going to put my manager down. And on that note of, bear in mind, we didn't even lose. I can understand drawing to West Ham's diabolical. It's an absolute shit show. I can 100% get behind that. But the same people that sit and say, oh, but there's no confidence in the team, you can see it, are the same people that just spout shit online and go, but Amorim out straight away. But Amorim this, Amorim that. And like I said, many, many times, is Amorim telling Mbeumo to have a bad game? Why does it... As much as the West Ham game, I do believe the substitutions Amorim made were not correct. I think the starting 11... Look, I don't... As much as I want to say, yeah, play than heaven, blah, 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 don't just whack him in starting 11, start the game. West Ham or no West Ham, Wolves or no Wolves, Arsenal versus Arsenal, like, no matter what, you don't... in no way, shape or form, when you've not played a defender all season, hardly, and he's had about 50 minutes on the pitch combined all season, you don't just chuck him in at centre-back to play, how long did he play? 65 minutes? Like, it's outrageous. 100% start playing these youngsters. Like, I keep screaming for Pedro Leon. I'd love to see him make a start on that left mid, because our left mid, we're poor left mid. Dorgu's not been the same since Amorim came out and spouted him. Dorgu's not got confidence, and now he's playing like he ain't got confidence. We've got Dalot, and I'm going to hear it all week, but Dalot scored the goal for it. Begovic scored in net for Stoke. Like, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make him Manuel Neuer. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think in that aspect, defensively, I genuinely believe the starting 11 was wrong from the get-go. Trimless, big up Man City winning. Could you put that and put it in capitals? That is lit. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. What was we saying? Yeah, I think moving forward, I think the team was poor. I think playing Luke Shaw, like, for his second game in 6 days, 5 days, that's ridiculous. I think even when Mount came on, and even though Mount's been looking decent, even though Mount's been decent, even he came on looking shaky. And I just felt yesterday the players they played with absolutely zero confidence whatsoever. Absolutely zero confidence. And it doesn't help when... Actually, no, we'll get into that sooner. But look, defensively, I don't think it was correct. I think midfield-wise, like, what can we do? Like... But mainoo, but mainoo comes on for like 40, 50 minutes of a game and does nothing. Like, I don't think mainoo's an upgrade at all. I don't think he's an upgrade to Casemiro, nor is he an upgrade to Fernandes. at all. But look, Xerxes, we have no choice really. I mean, look, I'm down for Cunha up top again, like we did against Liverpool. Hold on. Emery wanted it more than Arteta. Emery with Arsenal current squad will win us a league. Yeah. I'm not really tapped into Arsenal like that. Like I say in the group chat a lot, my fault I support one team. Zuby, do where was you? Oh! Zuby dooby do. Yeah, that's childish, man. Hey, do you know what? Shout out Villa. Do you know what? You play them real quick as well. You've got them soon again. Shout out Villa, man. No. But that's one thing I dislike about football. People are going to go on like Arsenal got absolutely clean slated. When it was just like a decent goal. Like, do you get what I mean? I don't think any keeper was saving that. The power on Buendia. Cold. But no, back onto Manchester United. Look. So shout out my Arsenal man them. Yeah, shout out Arsenal man them. Obviously, we're gonna have to keep playing Xerxes no matter what anyway. We haven't got really a choice, to be honest. I think Amorim sees more in Cunha as a cam than a striker, in my opinion, because obviously he would be playing them striker. He has played striker to a Xerxes, which is showing more confidence. But let's get into the proper details. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get on to why I'm here. Now, I don't know about people watching, and I'm not too sure for people that don't support United and what their stance are. Like, in my opinion, if you don't support United, your comments mean nothing to me. Because obviously, you clearly just watch them every so often, and then that's it. Like, you don't watch all the news, you don't watch blah, 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 blah. You don't actually pay attention to what's going on. I'll read your comment in a very second, and everything else. So, for people that aren't tapped into United as I am, coming in and telling me comments like da, it means zilch to me. So, and this is the real argument because I'm hearing it a lot from Man United fans. We draw a game against West Ham, and yet again, like I keep saying, drawing West Ham was not it's a poor portrayal of what we can become, and especially clean slating coming off Everton. But on that note, to then draw a game, which isn't a loss, to draw a game and then straight away go, Amorim needs to go, Amorim needs to do this, Amorim needs to do that. And what confuses me is, it's people that pretend to have such passion for the team that want to go, but I don't want Amorim in because I want to see us do well, because I want to get UEFA League. I want to get this. I want to get that. But then not actually understanding that the shit we have to deal with as a football club, thanks to Jim Radcliffe, Ineos, Glazers, fucking Joe Wilcox, like all the shit we have to go through, yeah, to even make transfers possible, to even get like a play style going. Like we can't budge people. A transfer window, we're useless. We're useless. We struggle to buy because of ownership, and we struggle to sell because, for whatever reason, we've got Luke Shaw on 250 grand a week. So we can't even sell them on. It's the same reason why we can't budge off Jadon Sancho. It's the same reason why we can't budge off Rashford. The same reason why players, teams want to sign these players, but they only want a loan because they can't afford wages. And that, as a Man United, is a struggle. And that's due to previous that when we draw and factually we are in a better position than we was last year at this current stage in time, turn around and go, Amorim needs to leave, Amorim needs to go, without actually looking, taking time, doing a bit of educational research and looking. Look, Amorim has come in and he's signing Bumo, possibly one of the best right wingers in the past 5 years. Maybe that's too far, maybe not 5 years, but no one can disregard how good he is. Like, he's for Brentford, he's phenomenal. Matheus Cunha, that handheld Wolves up, and remember already two very good prem proven players. We're not getting as much as we got Sesko. We didn't have much of a choice for Sesko. As much as we signed Lamens, we had to get a keeper. And I think at any point we would have took anyone. There's the harsh reality. And I'm already sat thinking, well, what if we didn't have Amorim? Where would we be now? Because I don't see a world Amorim doesn't keep bringing in these top players. Like, we're in talks with, like, just remember as well, this is the first time, and I want to say comfortably about 5-6 years maybe. I take it to the time of Mourinho days, to be honest, where we've got a hole in our team, FYI the midfielder. We've got a hole in our team, and we're not just going, it'll be all right, let's get another striker. It's the first time we're actually sticking to players. It's the first time we're actually sticking to a formation. We're actually sticking to a play style. We're actually sticking to the transfer list as what we actually need. Right, I'm going to read some comments. What does it say? It's not childish at all. Wait, it's not childish at all. Gunners thought we would win the league title in February. Fans like these are the problem. Word. And you know what? I don't know if you're in our group chat, the football one for the Project Pro. I don't know if you're in that, but I made the argument of no matter what you say about Arteta now, no matter what you said before, if you then, you're undefeated in the Champions League, you've only just lost. I know you lost to Liverpool, but that was like a wonder goal, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you then don't win the Champions League and the Premier League, well, at that point, you man were 12 points clear. You're 2 points now. And it goes back to the conversation I had about the more you score a goal and go 10 at the back, if I can sit and suss you out, professional managers are. And I would just get an argument about like, nah. And Arsenal fans, they like to use this excuse to sit and say, oh, but because we're the best team and because we're the best defensive, teams go 10 at the back against us. I can't stress it enough, since the crack of dawn in the Premier League, let's say when Man United won the Premier League in 2007-8, teams would go like that against us, but we wouldn't then resort to going 10 at the back after scoring one. The same as Man City. When Man City did the treble, every team did that against City. They went 10 at the back against City because they just won the title. City would break that defense down. Never in history has a team resorted into scoring one, then going 10 at the back for 70, 40, 50, 60 minutes of the game. Never. Ineos just adding petrol to the fire. They're useless. They're absolutely useless. Amrin's in sabotage mode. See, I'm 50-50 with it. I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 with Amorim, not being in or out, but I'm 50-50 with him. Where I can see why it works and I can see why it don't work. It's just there's just something, and dude, honestly, it's about that big. That just needs to. And then I do think we're in a good place, but again, I think you need another transfer window because obviously we already don't have the players for this sort of formation. Like, you think the lot's good in this formation, like, do you know what I'm saying? I never wanted Arteta in the first place. Do you know what's mental? Yeah, to say you've come runners up 4 years standing, and now like you're looking decent in the champs, you're looking decent in the Prem. I'm hearing a lot of Arsenal fans say they never wanted Arteta. Like, how mad's that? Sorry, bro, it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal, October 1886, not Arteta, December 2019. No. Do you know what? I think if you pull it off, and I mean this, if Arsenal do pull it off and you win the Premier League, as a Manchester United fan, I hold my hands up and say, you proved us wrong. Fairs. You've proved us wrong. For sure. What was I saying? But just ever so quickly, back onto United, yeah. One thing I can't seem to grasp is why the whole fan base, as a complete whole, go hammering out straight away. So now what confuses me is, do these man actively not actually think bringing in a new manager is going to do anything else. Because Amorim is the only manager so far. He's actually digging us out of stuff. But we're drawing a West Ham. We're still in a better position. We still beat Liverpool. We still beat Chelsea. We still battered Sunderland. We still battered Brighton. And people bring up stats like, but Brighton had more possession because we'll score. And then like I said about Arsenal, when it gets that 60th, 70th minute, we go 10 at the back. But we need to protect it. Arsenal don't. Your Arsenal team is good enough to go batter teams 3-4-0. Our team isn't. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not mad, bruv. Clown Tatter is clueless. That's crazy. That's crazy. Question before I move on. Do you think Bayern were that bothered about the game against you lot? Like, do you think, like, because I read a comment on Facebook earlier on and they were like, yeah, Arsenal, they've just beaten Bayern Munich in like a useless game. Because obviously it didn't mean anything. And I thought, do you know what? That's mad. What if it actually meant something? Would that be the same one for... That's a good question to ask, actually. Do you actually believe you man carried it because, like, or did it just mean nothing to Bayern? Because Bayern are way more successful than you lot. Where was we going to go? Let's talk about the Wolves game. Manchester United versus Wolves. I mean, look, like I said, you can't hear it because embarrassingly I was on mute the last time I did one of these. So last time, just a little recap. Last time I did say if Amorim doesn't win this game, as much as an Amorim fanboy I am, I can't argue Amorim out conversations, just not direct. If that makes sense, I don't want Amorim out, but if people want to argue against me, I'm now acceptantly all ears because we should have been beating that game. We should have beaten them in that game. We should have, and we should have beaten Everton. That's 2 home games in a row where we've lost. But then we'll go beat Crystal Palace, who are on form of their life. So it's dead confusing. One thing I do want to talk about, and this is really getting this is really cutting to my core. This is really getting me aggravated. In a press conference, Amorim was asked, "Why? How come you? I know we keep asking you, but how come you don't start I can't even get my words out. How come you don't start mainoo? Will mainoo get games during AFCON? Will mainoo get these games? Blah 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 blah." And then Amorim's giving you a different perspective, and he's giving you a different answer, and then you go, "But he's contradicting himself. He's gonna do. When you keep asking the same question over and over and over and over again, while also watching the player you're on about in that conversation come on for 50 minutes and do fuck all game. He's come on against Liverpool, did fuck all. He came on for Brighton for a little bit, did fuck all. He came on against dude, my mind. Listen to me, my mind. But argument is, mainoo does keep coming on and he keeps doing fuck all. He keeps doing fuck all. If anything, he's been as bad as the lot this season. He's done absolutely fuck all. So he's going to be contradicting himself when every time anything happens and there's a microphone in front of him and there's press sat there and the same question every week is, why don't you play mainoo? He's not going to sit there and wholeheartedly go, because he's shit. So he's going to have to keep making up bollocks to satisfy you all, because 1 minute we beat Liverpool, Amorim in, and that was a game where people changed and actually went for Amorim in. We lose one game, get Amorim out. You undecisive fuck. What more do you want, bruv? You know what I mean? We're already in a better position than we are last season. To sit and go, but he's had one transfer window and Amorim out. And then you're saying he's contradicting himself because you keep asking the same question over a player we all know shit. Why are people still bothered about, why don't you start mainoo? Because he's rubbish. Because he's shit. He comes on for 50 and does nothing. You forget he's on the pitch. Because he is shit. Because he is shit. Honest to God. Look, there's Xerxes who's an issue, but we don't have any. What do you want us to do? We've got no squad depth. And that goes back to Ineos, Glazers, Sir Jim Radcliffe. Why we have no depth? Because we can't sign people. Then when we play Xerxes up front and we lose because Xerxes not had minutes and because Xerxes just been chucked into a team after having no minutes all season, you're saying go Amorim out. He's trying to make the best of a bad bunch. What more is he meant to do? Give him a Red Bull and a steroid? What more? And another thing that's concerning me is they're not understanding what I'm trying to say. That's what's frustrating me. It's making me hate my own fan base. I don't understand this. Oh, but we lost to Everton. We lost to Everton. We beat Liverpool. We beat the champions, who have a far better team than us. No matter if the teams are performing, doesn't matter if the new players aren't fitting in well, they've still got a better team than us, and we're still winning. Look how Chelsea are. We beat Chelsea, but Chelsea went 10 man. Whoop-de-doo. Unfortunately, that's part of the game. It's not an excuse. It's part of the game. So whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-doo. Absolutely what to do. Let's read some comments. Oh, I can't read. Bro, I've seen my club win 5 league titles, 9 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, and 2 doubles. I've been supporting since 1987. This must kill you to see what's happening now, though, innit? Mind you, it hurts me watching United. Because what? When did I start supporting United? Oh, yeah. All right, for people watching, am I a Glory supporter? Yeah. So growing up, I never really had money. My parents, well, my mother never really had money. Obviously, my father was. So yeah, we never really had money, and so really getting expensive things or close to expensive things were like raw. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like raw. So the first time I got a TV, I think I was 5-6 years old. And the first channel I put my TV on, I used a remote, I turned it on, and the first channel that came up, it was ITV. It was Manchester United versus Inter Milan in the Champions League. And then from that day, I supported them. So am I a Glory supporter? Because I didn't know of Man United beforehand. I didn't. That was the only reason I got into football. I don't think I'm a Glory supporter because I'd watched it. And it was like my first memory of a TV. That makes sense. So that, yeah. Other than that, though, that wraps up what I think about mainoo and what I think about. Oh, Amorim's contradicting himself. He's going to. When you keep asking the same question again, like if someone asks me how am I doing 100 times in a minute, you're not going to get the same answer. So, like, come on now. What else can we talk about? What else has got under my skin? Just as a whole, and I can. Like, for the West Ham game and the Everton game, I can hold Amorim accountable 100 million %. This is no way of me, shape, or form, me saying, I want Amorim to stay in. You're all wrong. Amorim's doing a fantastic job. Because truth be told, I think he's still learning. Even though he's stubborn and even though he won't change the team because of his own public opinions and how he talks about players, doesn't mean that I don't think some of it's his accountability. Again, like the subs he made against West Ham, I think were poor. And I think the play style he played against Everton was poor. But just for a split second to instantly, when the final bell goes, to instantly sit and say, get Amorim out, just have a little think. Do you think Amorim's on the touchline going, Mbumo, disappear. Xerxes, miss everything. Cunha, invisible. That's not what goes off. And you can't say, oh, but it's a tactic. Sorry, did we watch the game? And Boomer had the ball a lot and did fuck all with it. Same with Diallo. I just don't see a world where people that sit and say Amorim out the second the whistle's been blown, they actually watch and pay attention to what's going off in the actual club. I don't at all. Not for one bit. I think it's a joke. And I think this fan base is a joke. we could go ahead and beat Barcelona, yeah, then lose to like fucking we'd go lose to like let's say we lose to Everton again. They'd still fuck the Barcelona off and go, but Amorim out. I don't understand why people are having such a hard problem and such a hard issue understanding the hole he's digging us out of. Like, he's slowly getting there, and you can see it. And in my opinion, I don't think you properly pay attention to what happens to Man United during the week without pre-games, without the actual games in hand. I don't think you watch any of that stuff. I don't at all. Because, and like I said, and I'll keep saying it over and over again, Amorim out, all right, no manager can come in and do a better job. It's impossible. With the amount of managers we've had, it is factually impossible. So we may as well keep Amorim, because thank God, the first manager where the Glazers are happy with him, Ineos back him, Radcliffe backs him, and all this, and then let him spend. Let's keep him, because all he needs is one more window. And then, who knows? Elliot Anderson in the summer, Angela Stiller in the summer, then we've got a solid midfield. Then, by the time the window's open, we would have sold, and then we would have made more. Like Rasmus Højlund, he's up for 44 million. Napoli want to trigger that, but then we've got 44 mil. If Rashford wants to go out, then that's another 40, 30 mil. Sancho wants to leave on a permanent, that's another 30, 40 mil. I don't see a world where people that sit and say Amorim out actually pay attention. Do you even watch Man United news? Do you even pay attention to if players are available? Like the other day, why did Mount not start this game? It's Mount. He was probably not fit. Do you not do your research before games? He's probably not fit. It's a miracle Luke Shaw stayed fit. Well, it's not. Actually, it's unfortunate. But do you know what I mean? I just feel like I'm constantly talking to children. And I just feel like there's a common theme. I'm constantly talking to children. Man, then look. They're my thoughts. Wolves game, I think we win. I think we win. 100%. Obviously, they've scored 6 at home. Wolves. They've been terrible. They've not won a game all season. I doubt they're going to beat us. Even though how bad we are, I doubt they're going to beat us. So that's my prediction. Obviously, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do maybe a Monday stream on my ones again, talking about United and everything else. But other than that, boys, that's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say. If you're hammering out, I'm not conscious. I don't think you watch football or care too much about anything else. What's this? Scramarem. I think I said that right. Scramarem needs to be sacked. Raise RAISE your standards and demand more. 100%, but we can't do that overnight. And actually, just before we get, that's another topic you've invited me to, which I've had to fight my way through. And demand more. It took Arsenal 5 years. And look where they are now. They're in a brilliant position. 5 years. So you need to demand more. Stuff doesn't happen overnight. And it's not going to. Every time we keep sacking managers off because we think it's the best thing to do. Same with, like, we shouldn't have got rid of Solskjaer. Look at Solskjaer. Look at people when we had Solskjaer. Solskjaer needs to go. 5 years down the line, mate, I still wish we had Solskjaer. Yeah, we can't make our mind up. Do you want him or do you not? This fan base is an utter joke. It's an absolute joke. No one can convince me otherwise. Look, I've been your boy KLS, Project Prem, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And another one. We're not taking no more excuses for not doing the Project Prem no more. So if anyone is in the group chat who's watching this now, the Project Prem, no matter a game's playing in hand, the Project Prem will still run at 9 p.m. I've had a talk with my co-owner, Trimless, and we discussed, like, look, we're not pushing stuff out even, like, just for the sake of Tottenham playing. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's going to be happening every Tuesday at 9 p.m. now. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure you leave a subscribe. And boys, look, I'll be back maybe Monday. Will depend how I'm feeling, but I'm a very busy dude. But for the people that watched in and tuned in and commented, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, set notification bells. You want a curry, link in the description. You're an artist and you want real mixing, you want beats, and you want professionalism for a good price in the comments as well. But for now, I'm a sweaty. I'm a boy. It's been your boy. I'll see you Monday.